Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Bullion coins beyond gold and silver. Let's explore! We're all familiar with gold and silver bullion coins. It is all the rage these days, but there was a time when it was not so, and we'll talk about that in this video, kind of the history of some of the bullion coins, referencing an article here from Numismatic News. We're going to talk about some of the more exotic precious metals that bullion coins have been made from. In the past 3 decades, the field of gold and silver bullion coins has exploded. In the 1970s, there were a few issuers of gold bullion coins. In fact, the very first gold bullion 1-ounce coin came from South Africa. It was the South African Krugerrand. It is the granddaddy of them all for 1-ounce bullion coins of 90% gold. And now there have been other what you would consider probably bullion pieces that would have been restrikes that were derived from old designs that were around long before the Krugerrand, and notably, obviously the sovereigns and the also the Mexican coins, the 50 pesos, and all of the fractionals from that. Of course, fractional are just different denominations from the 2 pesos all the way up to the 50 pesos. All those have been issued long before 1967 as restrikes, and so you have also the LMU, the Latin monetary unit coins, the 20 franc coins that were so popular and utilized. I guess you could call those a kind of bullion coins, but they were not really measured in terms of a unit of measurement like the ounce, whereas the Krugerrand was the first, full ounce and measured as such bullion coin produced. But anyways, that's a side note there that was not talked about in this piece here. By the end of the 1980s, there was a playing field with a huge number of mints issuing both gold and silver bullion coins. Most notably, starting in 1979, you had the Royal Canadian Mint with their 3/9 fine gold coin. They were the first to do a pure gold coin. And then in 1986 with the American Gold Eagle. And so that is something, and then the fractionals that came from that. It wasn't until 2006 that the United States Mint joined the pure gold, bandwagon, I guess, as it were. But nonetheless, now there's a lot. But I wouldn't even say, I kind of disagree with this article, that there was a huge number of mints producing both gold and silver bullion coins. There was a number of them, but not a huge number of them. Anyways, for the most part, silver bullion coins were 1-ounce pieces, while the gold bullion offerings spanned from a high of 1 ounce down to a low of 10th-ounce pieces. And but now we see 20th ounce pieces, and now we're finding even 1-gram coins, such as the little Royal Canadian Mint 1 gram, and then also the Perth Mint has 1/2 gram little kangaroos. An entire generation of collectors has come up with these coins and found them to be as normal as any other coin series. But even as the bullion market is now seeing some changes and expansions, we're going to take a look at a few of the bullion coins that are not as popular as gold and silver. And the first one here is the Isle of Man 1985 Elizabeth II Platinum Noble. And this coin, I actually have it in my collection 2 times over. And it is a beautiful coin indeed, and that is one of the earlier bullion coins of an alternate metal there that you see there, the 1985 Platinum Noble. Beautiful rendering of the ship there, very, very nice, from the Isle of Man. Platinum is a relatively new metal when it comes to elements on the periodic table, while much of it comes from South Africa today, where it is mined in the geologic formation called the Marinsky Reef. It has been produced in several other countries as well. The first discovery of platinum was by the Spanish gentleman Antonio de Ulloa in the mid-1700s. The metal was co-located with gold and difficult to separate from it. since it did not react with any of the acids known at the time. After considerable study and debate among the scientists of Europe, this was proclaimed to be a new metal, something both rare and exciting for the time. Several nations have ventured into the realm of platinum bullion coins, the United States among them, but the U.S. is a relatively newcomer to this game, having first produced platinum eagles in 1997. Australia and Canada, two nations with extensive mineral wealth, have been producing platinum koalas and maple leaves since 1988. In fact, I have a quarter ounce platinum koala, beautiful little piece. Curiously, small land with little mineral wealth beat all the others as first in the game. The Isle of Man produced its first platinum nobles in 1983. Wow. And here I thought the 1985 is a common year for that, but my guess is probably the 1983s are probably fairly rare. And I have some numismatic value. For enthusiasts who want a bullion coin that is also a scarce foreign coin, the nobles can make an impressive addition to any collection. Although the 1985 nobles I think you can get for fairly close to bullion. I know I've gotten them, both of mine. In fact, I remember the price I paid for the first one, $500, and which was very high back then. And then the second one I got for $1,100. So, there you go. Like all the others, the United States has minted not only 1 ounce platinum eagles, which can be expensive, but half ounce, quarter ounce, and even little 10th ounce platinum eagles. These smaller weights and denominations can be somewhat easier way for the collector on a budget to purchase some of the precious metals, although they don't make them anymore in the 10th ounce size. One fascinating aspect of the Platinum Eagle program is that the ever-changing designs on the reverse, for the proofs that is. To start the program off from 1997 to 2003, an eagle is featured on the reverse, but always in a different scene. The 1997 eagle is said to be soaring above the nation, with the sun in its rays behind, while each succeeding year shows the eagle over some region of the country. That was actually known as the Vistas of Liberty series. Starting in 2004, several aspects of governments have been portrayed. Starting in 2009, the preamble of the Constitution has been featured, one clause at a time. The overall effect is a program that is rich in imagery and in artistic designs. And again, they don't make it clear here that that is only for the proof versions. The bullion versions maintain the eagle that was first minted on the coin in 1997. So very good, interesting indeed. But to trying to collect the entire run of the 1 ounce platinum eagles with all the different designs, and by the way, again, that can't be stressed enough, the proof eagles, platinum eagles, is an expensive proposition for sure. But going at this by starting with the smaller pieces is something many of us can probably afford, especially since platinum is now less than gold. Palladium is the other metal here, and here you see the 2017 Palladium Eagle. You've seen that on my channel as well. That's element 46 on the periodic table. Palladium is right on top of platinum, and for quite a while trailed platinum in terms of price. That has reversed itself as of late, with palladium being the more costly of the two. In fact, it is well above gold now, even today, in the ask price. Palladium has an even shorter history than platinum, being discovered only in 1803, but also has a wonderful connection to the hobby. The asteroid Pallas was only the second object in the asteroid belt to be named, after the biggest of them had already been christened Ceres. But the name Pallas is shortened from Pallas Athena, the patron goddess of Athens, and the figure who graces the silver Athenian owl of ancient times, about 400 BC. Palladium was discovered at about the same time and named after the asteroid. Palladium is a metal from which bullion coins are made, and what we might call a continuing attempt. What we mean is that they were first minted by Portugal, but only for more than a decade, from 1987 to 2000. Russia and China gave this precious metal a shot next, with Russia producing palladium ballerinas from 1989 to 1995, and China producing palladium pandas for only 3 years between 1989 and 2005. Australia and Canada are also in the lineup, but like the others, only produce palladium pieces for a few years. Maybe this is because of the scarcity of the metal, or that it is used in other applications. In fact, palladium and platinum are heavily industrialized metals. We're really not considered monetary metals. The United States Geological Survey produces an annual mineral commodity summaries book, which is a freely downloadable volume in which palladium is grouped with several other metals called PGMs for platinum group metals. In this, it makes this comment: the leading domestic use for PGMs was in catalytic converters to decrease harmful emissions from automobiles. With the major use for this metal being catalytic converters, there may simply not be enough for a steady production of bullion coins to take hold. The U.S. Mint did decide to wade into these waters very recently, 2017. I chronicled the history and the news of the Palladium Eagle at that time on this channel. If you're interested in checking that out, just search Palladium in the on my video on my channel. You'll see all those videos. If our Palladium Eagle looks a bit like Mr. Wyman's very famous Mercury Dime, it's because the design is the same. Aficionados of the artwork will quickly claim that Wyman's Winged Liberty looks amazing as a larger coin, which is tough to argue with. Interestingly, the reverse, with its wonderful rendered eagle, is another of Mr. Wyman's design, but one that never made it into circulating coin. In fact, that design was based off of the Architects Institute Association medal that was issued at the time. The mintages of the Palladium Eagles are nowhere near as high as some of the mintages for gold and silver eagles. By the way, the 2017 had a limited mintage of 15,000 that were issued for that year. That may reflect how little most of us are aware of this rather new bullion coin offering. Of course, when palladium metal has a price tag of about $2,300 per ounce, when certified examples in grades such as 69s and 70s go for much more, plenty of collectors will turn to other more affordable collecting possibilities. But add even one palladium coin to a growing collection might make for an instant crown jewel indeed. And then niobium is another one here. Although niobium really doesn't have a bullion coins, but this mentions it here. We venture into bullion coins of platinum palladium. We go a bit further out on a limb, as it were, and glance just briefly at a metal or two that have yet to be made any serious amount of bullion coins. Niobium, a metal that has the Austrian Mint, has made it into a series of collector pieces of the last few years. Collectors of bullion coins probably know the Philharmoniker coins, one of the bullion offerings of Austria. But in 2003, the Austrian Mint made waves in history by issuing a bimetallic coin with an outer ring of silver and a niobium core or center. That was the first of what was become several niobium bimetallics. We have to scratch our heads as to any uses of this rather rare metal. Well, there's no big problem. There are basically no objects made of niobium alone. Rather small amounts of it are alloyed into steels to make them harder. The wiring in hospital MRIs are routinely a niobium tantalum alloy. And by the way, there have been coins made of tantalum as well that can be super conducting as low enough temperatures. The idea of niobium coins remains a novel one, even to many collectors and world coins. Then we have rhodium. Believe it or not, there isn't one other metal from which a nation has managed to make a bullion coin. And I covered this on this channel too and posted a video about it. The tiny island nation of Tuvalu came out with the enormous South Pacific, out in the enormous South Pacific, has produced the Tuvalu South Sea Dragon and done it in rhodium. And there was a member of this community who bought, I think, several of them, 3 or 4, I believe. Pretty amazing. And this is another 1 ounce bullion coin, but has a mintage of only 1,000 pieces. Most of us will agree that it is a collector's item and not really something that is designed to rock the bullion market and compete with the big guns in the field. There have been 2 major bar manufacturers of rhodium. I have one of those, and that is the Baird Mint. Also, the Credit Suisse, Pamp Suisse, had a bar as well. With this small total mintage, no matter what any seller says it's worth, it's tough to determine just how much we'd want to spend. Here's what that coin looks like. There is that dragon. Pretty amazing. I've never actually seen this. I think the guy did a video on it some time ago, and I think I remember seeing it on there. But yes, indeed, there it is. Rhodium does have a little different color to it, and it was kind of available exclusively through Kitco at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty interesting. So beyond these metals, the U.S. Mint has made no noises about expanding its bullion coin program to anything like niobium, rhodium, or any other exotic well-known metal. But since its gold, silver, platinum, and palladium bullion coins have proved to be winners for the mint, it might be a case for sticking with a winner, or with 4 winners. Indeed, for those of us who think all of them cost far more than we like to spend, with these possible exceptions of the Silver Eagles, we may want to keep in mind the little 10th-ounce pieces. After all, even a little gold or platinum can be fun pursuit for collectors, except you will not get a platinum 10th-ounce eagle or a half-ounce eagle. It's only gold that is in the fractional pieces. No platinum anymore. They haven't done that for years. But an interesting article nonetheless. And there's another metal that I find quite rather fascinating, and that is iridium. Iridium is a much rarer metal and is the most dense. There's an argument as to whether it is more dense than osmium, which in some form can be actually dangerous. So iridium is a safe bet. I know of one other person who has, I think, this very piece, and this is a little stamped round or disc. It's not a bullion round per se. It is a weighted piece here with 9995 piece here, and I'd love to get one of these things. Coins A to Z, I think, has one, and boy, that would be neat to have. Iridium, very rare metal. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do post videos on a daily basis and like to branch out with all of the metals from time to time. This is a precious metals channel, but it is Salivate Metal. It's not Salivate Silver, not Salivate Platinum, or Salivate Rhodium even. But I thank you all so much for being here. Hit the notifications bell, if you would, to help be apprised of the latest video that makes its way across your device every single day. A multitude of gratitude to you all, and I want to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe!